Alright, we're going to do another Innistrad Dark Ascension booster draft. Taking a look at this pack, Jar of Eyeballs is pretty bad. Strangleroot Geist is a fine card, puts you into green pretty heavy, as does Loyal Cathar into white. Not a ton else in the pack. It's basically between Loyal Cathar and Strangleroot Geist. I prefer to play white. There's not as much going on in green. Travel Prep deck is fine deck if you can get white-green. I'm going to go with the Loyal Cathar. It does essentially the same thing as Vigilance. Not a bad man overall. The Sea Kite's fine. Yeah, just a Loyal Cathar for me this time. It's pack 2, or pick 2. We've got a Chant, which is removal, the Collar, which is pretty sweet. We could cut the Griffin in white. Not the biggest fan of the Griffin. Grabbing onto white early is pretty important, though. Captain's not bad, but I don't like to play red-black. Let's go ahead and try to stay on color, because the Griffin power level-wise isn't that much worse than anything else that's in this pack. I mean, the Scabs are fine card. You don't want to be that deck all the time. I'll take the Griffin. We're left a decent white card in Niblis of the Urn. Markov Warlord's good for ending games. I don't like to play red. He has a 6-drop as well, so you have to get to the point where you can end a game with some dudes on board, so kind of conditional, but you don't lose a lot of games when you cast them. Niblis of the Urn is good for early beats, also in white, letting me cut the color some more. Strategy I like to follow generally is to cut white, find your color that people aren't picking up on to go with the white. So we'll take the Niblis. It's not the worst. Let's go ahead and cost sort. I mean, we've got a couple of 2s and a 5. 2s are important, so we want to make sure we get lots of those. Want a couple of 4s, ideally higher quality than the Griffin, but Griffin's not the worst. They don't have an immediate answer to him. He's going to get some damage in, or at least play defense for you. First Strike's pretty relevant in this format. Alright, Burden of Guilt is removal. Probably going to value that over the Midnight Guard. It's kind of close, but the Burden on one of their big guys, we need removal. Taking removal early is good, and it's showing us that white is pretty open. So card quality for the white cards is a little higher than the rest. So we'll take that. Midnight Guard is sweet, especially if we get the Quiver, but oh look, another Burden of Guilt. We'll go ahead and take that. That guy is sweet, I guess, if you have humans. Wouldn't be the worst in our deck, but tapping him down with Burden of Guilt seems like a decent enough answer. The rest of the cards are pretty mediocre, and we don't want to commit to another color. We're doing just fine on white right now. Taking a second Griffin looks like what we're doing. Hopefully we don't have to play 2, but the rest of the pack isn't great, and there's no clear signal onto one of the other colors being open. So we'll take the Griffin, still be mono white at the moment. This pack is not showing us very much. We'll go ahead and take the Hunger, because I mean, if I have to lean towards anything, it's getting some late travel preps. And this is not the worst card in that deck. Don't want to commit to green, we'll go ahead and hide it for now. Here, Foiled Chalice of Life looks cool, but it's not really that great. Not a lot in here. The equipment's not bad. This guy's a big beater. Don't have a lot of humans. We'll just take the beater. I mean, he could finish games. I've sideboarded him in the travel prep deck. We'll hide him for now. Jar of Eyeballs or Faith Shield. We'll go ahead and take the Faith Shield. We don't want to be a grindy deck if we're going to be travel prep. We don't want to commit to travel prep, but I mean, never played Jar of Eyeballs and enjoyed playing Jar of Eyeballs. We'll go blue removal here. Doesn't seem like the worst. Again, we'll hide that for now. Scab's actually a dude. Undying Evil. It's not the best if we're not white-black, and we didn't get any Lingering Souls. Shriek Geist seems to actually help them when you attack with it. So let's not do that. We'll go ahead and take a Chalice of Life. Maybe it'll do something. So far we've got a decent white base that we're working with. We're going to snap pick a Travel Preparations if we see it. We would like some more 2-drops. We're a little light. We didn't get as many as we thought we would here. Would be nice to snag like a Dark Thicket Wolf, Travel Preparation, something like that. The one color we don't want to be is red. Red-white's pretty mediocre. White-black is fine, but you generally want a Lingering Souls. So I mean, white-green or white-blue is probably what we're looking to do. So Travel Prep or Flyers / Control. Either would be nice. It just depends. Like, I mean, if we open Murder of Crows, we'll probably go blue. If we open Travel Preparations, we'll probably go green. It's another Shriek Geist. We'll just take the cat. I mean, there are worse things that can happen in a Travel Preparations deck. We're probably not playing him. He has a 1/2 though, so I mean, I guess he blocks some things. Sure, Curse of Exhaustion. Why not? Better than a Plains. And that's Basic Island. Nice art. So pack 2, again, we're looking for something to push us to green or white, not red. So this pack is pretty underwhelming. Probably just going to go ahead and take either the Blazing Torch or the Cathar. I don't mind taking the Elder Cathar here, I don't think. The Blazing Torch is fine, but if you're going to be an aggressive deck, you want something that punishes them for attacking into you and for you attacking to them. So let's go that way. Like I said, this pack is not very good. We'll snag a Cathar, hope for something better in the next one. So far we're keeping our base white, trying to get our creatures straightened out. I mean, some 1-drops would be nice, but they're not mandatory. Ooh, that's an Invisible Stalker. So, he's better than Doom Traveler, but we've got a Travel Preparations, so hard not to take a Travel Preparations here, as cool as the Invisible Stalker is. We'll go ahead and snag it, go Travel Prep. It's a lot harder to set up the Stalker to be good, and just having one Stalker in a deck that's set up for the Stalker doesn't really get you there, whereas having one Travel Preparations in a good green-white aggro deck can really help you out. Slayer of the Wicked is good enough here. I mean, ideally we want some more 2 and 3 drops, but this guy is good. It's 2 for 1 most of the time. So, I mean, we're passing Evil Twin, but we're clearly not blue and black. It gives us a 4. Oh man, Silent Departure, that's pretty late for it. We want Fox or Priest, probably, if we're sticking with Travel Prep. I mean, it's sweet to have a Silent Departure, and cards are really good against us. I don't want to be white-blue splashing green for Travel Prep. I think, though, we're going to see what direction that we're being led in for this Travel Prep / white-blue. We're going to take a Departure, so we've got 1 in each direction. So the Fox is not overwhelming, we can get him later. So if we start getting past really good blue cards, we can just go white-blue. Sentry is sweet, Dagger's sweet, Moment also pretty sweet. Viper is good in the Travel Prep deck, and it's a 2-drop, and it's removal. So it's hard not to pick that. Hate to think that we wasted the pick on Silent Departure, but this guy fits well in the deck. I mean, if we can get a Pilgrim, we're going to lock ourselves in Travel Prep. The Sentry goes in either deck, but it's not the best. I mean, they'll often avoid killing your dudes and just remove a Sentry. And Moment's a good combat trick, but so is Ambush Viper. It takes out just about anything that doesn't fly, at least. Runner, Ambush Viper seems okay. We're building up our 2s, we're keeping our travel prep set. Probably going to hide the departure for now. Don't want to completely decommit to keeping the options open, but blue-white's not looking so bad. And green-white is not looking so bad. Could be worse than the priest. Not ideal for travel prep, but tapping down whatever is going to get in the way definitely helps to get an extra 3 points of damage through. Also slows them down on the crackback, and worst case scenario, you pump up the priest a little bit. Vigilance guy, we can use another 4. He's mediocre, but he fills a spot for now, and it's the best, better than this turtle. Doesn't really do much. Vigilance is still a good keyword ability. Got a couple of choices here. I mean, the 2 equipments are fine. Making your guys fly is probably more important, because I mean, sacking your dudes, we're not that type of deck. If we had a Midnight Haunting already or something like that, then we'd be fine. But let's go with Cobbled Wings. Probably not playing it, but it's a good sideboard card. We'll take a Bellringer. Bellringer is a strong card in the stack. So we really want to see a travel preparations in the next pack, but it's not essential to making this deck work. Having just the 1 is fine, and just being a good aggro deck. Pitchfork, probably not where we want to be. How much is it to equip? Only 1 to equip. 1 to equip here. I guess we'll take 1 and 1. You never know. Could be good against some matchup. I don't like this guy. Like, playing against him is not fun. Probably just hate him. The Grave Bramble's good too, but we'll get one later. So we'll just hate draft the Scourge.